cover, verb, verb forms, cover, covered, 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 covering, hide, protect. 1. Transitive, cover something with something. To place something over or in front of something in order to hide or protect it. Cover the chicken loosely with oil. She covered her face with her hands. Figurative. He laughed to cover, hide his nervousness. Spread over a surface. 2. Transitive. Cover something. To lie or spread over the surface of something. Snow covered the ground. Much of the country is covered by forest. 3. Transitive. To put or spread a layer of liquid, dust, etc. on somebody, something. Cover somebody, something, and something. The players were soon covered in mud. Cover somebody, something, with something. The wind blew in from the desert and covered everything with sand. Include. 4. Transitive. Cover something. To include something. To deal with something. The survey covers all aspects of the business. The lectures covered a lot of ground, a lot of material, subjects, etc. The sales team covering the northern part of the country, selling to people in that area. Do the rules cover? Do they apply to a case like this? Money. 5. Transitive. Cover something. To be or provide enough money for something. $100 should cover your expenses. Your parents will have to cover your tuition fees. The show barely covered its cost. Distance. Area. 6. Transitive. Cover something. To travel the distance mentioned. By sunset, we had covered 30 miles. They walked for a long time and covered a good deal of ground. 7. Transitive. Cover something. To spread over the area mentioned. The reserve covers an area of some 1,140 square kilometers. Report news. 8. Transitive. Cover something. To report on an event for television, a newspaper, etc. To show an event on television. She's covering the party's annual conference. The BBC will cover all the major games of the tournament. See related entries. The press, producing TV shows. For somebody. 9. Intransitive. Cover for somebody. To do somebody's work or duties while they are away. I'm covering for Jane while she's on leave. 10. Intransitive. Cover for somebody. To invent a lie or an excuse that will stop somebody from getting into trouble. I have to go out for a minute. Will you cover for me if anyone asks where I am? With insurance. 11. Transitive. To protect somebody against loss, injury, etc. by insurance. Cover somebody, something, against, for something. Are you fully covered for fire and theft? Cover somebody, something, to do something. Does this policy cover my husband to drive? Against blame. 12. Transitive. Cover yourself against something. To take action in order to protect yourself against being blamed for something. One reason doctors take temperatures is to cover themselves against negligence claims. With gun. 13. Transitive. cover somebody, to protect somebody by threatening to shoot at anyone who tries to attack them. Cover me while I move forward. The artillery gave us covering fire, shot to protect us. 14. Transitive. Cover somebody, something. To aim a gun at a place or person so that nobody can escape or shoot. The police covered the exits to the building. Don't move. We've got you covered. Song 15. Transitive. Cover something. To record a new version of a song that was originally recorded by another band or singer. They've covered an old Rolling Stones number. Extra examples. He covered the body with a cloth. He tried to cover his embarrassment by starting to rub his hands together. Her dress barely covered her chest. Her hair partially covered her face. She tried to cover her face with her hands. She used dried leaves and twigs to cover up the hole. The cars were all covered in snow. The children were completely covered with mud. The payments he gets barely cover his expenses. The tax may be extended to cover books. This policy should cover you against accidental injury. We've hardly covered a quarter of the cost. A policy that covers you for fire and theft. Do the rules cover a case like this? He covered the journey at top speed. He laughed to cover his embarrassment. He manages the sales team covering the northern part of the country. I covered a lot of ground rapidly and soon caught up with them. She's covering the party's annual conference. The lectures covered a lot of ground. The media has consistently refused to cover the story. They covered long distances on foot. We must have covered over 20 miles